Hello everybody, welcome back. In this part we're going to make this page here that features one of the large postcards from the paper collection and an envelope, and then just lots of little tags really with journaling spots on to complement the photo mat that slots inside the page. So let me take you through what we need for this page. A new paper bag with the sides stuck down, and I've run out of holly paper, the black and cream holly paper, as I've used all of it on other things. So I've used the candle paper. I've put it onto the bag, I've stuck the sides down on the bag, and I'm just going to cut that curve out for our photo mat with my 2-inch punch. I'm just eyeballing that. I love that saying. Okay, eyeballing. Oh, I can never do this. Oh, done it. Okay, and ink the edges. Not that you'll see it on black paper, but it does just ink the edge of the paper bag inside. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to put the postcard at an angle on the front, and I'm going to put some double-sided tape on that along the two sides and the bottom. Let's do it as quick as I can. I'd just like to say thank you so much for all of your comments. It's lovely to get feedback on what we do, and they've been lovely, so thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate you spending the time watching the videos, but also taking time out to send a comment as well. I know we're all really, really busy people. Okay, and I've done that wrong. So let's just take that off the top. I've stuck the top and not the bottom, so let me just put another piece of tape across here. That's me not concentrating. It's very difficult to talk and do it at the same time. Okay. Right, so I've cut the postcard out, inked it again around the edges, and now we're just going to stick that at an angle on our page. And then over the top of that I'd got an envelope. This little envelope is cut out using the Sizzix square envelope die. I'm sure you can't see that really, they're not good on camera, these black dies. If you haven't got the dies, just use a little gift tag envelope, open it up, cut round it, or draw yourself a template, and that will work just as well. So let me just open it up and show you what I've done. Again, there's a magnet in here just to keep it closed, but that's the shape of this little envelope. I've inked all round the edges, and then I have put the magnet on the inside of the top flap and in the middle on the back, and that will close shut. So before I put the envelope together, I've made a button that was cut from the sewing room die. It's a piece of very, very thin chipboard and some of the paper. Cut it out, threaded a ribbon bow through, that's the seam binding, and stuck it down. And then for the back I've cut out a little green button from the same cutter, and I'm just going to stick that over the top of that magnet, if it will stick down, just to hide it. You don't have to do that. So that just sticks on the top of there. Next thing I did was just to put a little bit of tape on those bottom two edges. So let's peel that off. One, two. Okay, and that bottom flap is just going to fold up over those. And that closes quite nicely. And then the top closes down as well. I've put tape along the bottom and one side of that little envelope, and now I'm going to stick it down on the page. Sticky tape, I should say. So where shall we have it? There, I think. So that's the basis for the page. Onto that, I've cut some tags out from the paper. So this one that says Best Christmas Wishes, and that one slots behind the envelope. And then I've cut two bigger tags out to sit in the postcard. One from the red spotty paper with the children on the back, and then a cream tag that's got a smaller piece of paper on. Dimensions for these are 3 inches by 4.5 for that one, and the larger one is 5 inches by 3 inches. So let's just build those up. So I've cut the corners for the top of the tags, and then I've inked around the edges. I think I'm going to use that side. So this one I'm just going to stick down. On the cream back. Put a hole in the top. Eyelets on. Now, hole reinforcers. Just a bit of glue on there. So that on that side. I have used the holly. It's my holly mask from that Special Touch of on this tag, just to give a nice sort of muted look to it. So that's tag number 1. Tag number 2, I'm going to use the red side, and I'm going to put the photo mat on the back of there. And again, I've used the holly mask on that one too. And the ink I've used is Vintage Photo. I'm going to stop using that ink. I'm going to use a different colour, I think. So many to choose from. Okay, stuck that down. I've already put a hole in here, so let me put the hole reinforcer on. Have I lost one? I'm sure I cut enough out. Okay. So that one goes on there. Turn it over, and I did cut hundreds of them out, so let me just get another one. I found one that I put them in a little envelope. Can you see? There's loads and loads of hole reinforcements in there. Oh, green one. Okay, let's stick this little green one down. Oops, that's moved. Okay. On this tag, the larger of the two tags, I put a belly band, and I've used the cutouts from one of the large sheets of paper, the holly leaves, and then I've embossed using my Martha Stewart's edge puncher, the green side of the cutout, and I'm just going to stick that at an angle across there, just with some glue. Hopefully I've put the glue in the right place so that it sticks. Oh dear, it's gone on the table. This is my farmhouse kitchen table that gets sanded down every so often and re-waxed, and it's brilliant. I can do anything on it, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm just trimming that off, all those sticky outy edges off. Just re-ink where I've cut. And then underneath or into that, I just cut a couple of tags from the paper, because there's so many in this collection. It's another little one. I've just backed it on a cream piece of card. Oops. And they just slot in there like that. So all that we need to do, oops, let's just move that. All that we need to do now is put the ties in the top of the tags. So more seam binding. I really like this colour. I think it is called Vintage Red. And it's the 5mm seam binding. 5mm vintage seam binding. Which way should we cut? That way, I think. And let's just trim that one to a point. So let's bring the page back in. Here's our page. So tag number 1 in and under there. Tag number 2. I'm sure you'll put loads more tags in than I have. I do keep things quite simple. Okay. Last of the tags. Cut. Let's just move that and that. And oh, that hasn't stuck down. Just make sure you glue right to the edges of any pieces of paper that you want to tuck into or under something else, because if you don't, those edges catch and then they could rip, which would be a real shame. And then that one just, actually, let's not poke it through there. That one just fits in like that. I hope you've enjoyed making that page, and I look forward to going through the next page with you shortly.